Good morning, everyone. I'm Paul Womble, the Emergency Management Director here in Polk County. We wanted to give you an update on our response actions here for Hurricane Ian. First of all, for our citizens, please, now is the time to activate. You should have already activated your emergency plan for your families. It's last minute prep time before the weather starts deteriorating. We saw rain last night already, so now is the time to finish all of your emergency protective actions before the storm, the real impacts get here. We will keep our county website updated at www.polk-county.net. You'll find links to all of our social media, our press releases, our shelter list, information about everything the county's doing. That's your one-stop shop, and you can go there to get all of that information. Our Emergency Operations Center is fully activated. We'll have 24-hour-a-day staffing and operations. This is day 6 for us in our response. So the county is geared up. We are ready to respond. We are opening shelters today. We began transporting our special needs clients to the 3 special needs shelters this morning. At noon today, 13 additional general population shelters and 3 pet shelters will open. Again, that list of those sites are on our county website. Polk County does not have hurricane evacuation zones. We're getting a lot of questions here about where is my evacuation zones. The coastal counties have evac zones based on storm surge, the water that the storm will push up, in this case, from the Gulf of Mexico. We do not have storm surge. In Polk County, sheltering is for high wind areas and low-lying areas that historically flood, which our biggest threat from Hurricane Ian are 3 facets. 1 is the hurricane winds, 2 is the increasing tornado threat, and 3 is the potential for flash flooding. A lot amount of rain in a very short amount of time can lead to flash flooding. That threat increases this afternoon and tonight, goes way up tomorrow, based on the forecast and everything the National Weather Service is telling us. That threat will begin again tonight, will last into Wednesday, overnight Wednesday, and through the day on Thursday, potentially not clearing until Friday. So everyone should plan to, hunker down wherever you're sheltering, seeking shelter. You could be there for a couple of days, bottled water, a way to recharge your phone at this point, a way to get information, all of the radio stations that we would utilize, all that information, you can find that on our website. Polk County is currently under a tropical storm warning and a hurricane watch. The flood warning for the Peace River that's been in place for a couple of weeks already is still in effect, and there's a flood watch issued. So we have threats from wind as the storm passes by. We have increasing threats from tornadoes as the feeder bands move through, and we have increasing threat for a lot of rain in a short amount of time. All those threats will remain in Polk County until start to clear out, hopefully by Friday.
Can you talk about how many people do you expect to have evacuated, how many are going to go into the shelters, and then specifically what's the challenge with moving the special needs people? How many of those folks have to be moved?
So the question was about how evacuations and special needs and how many we're moving. We have a registry. People can pre-register with the county, and we called everyone on that list that needed transportation on Saturday. So the folks that told us they needed help to move, we're moving those now. We have about 1,500 on our registry, but we didn't have nearly that many say they wanted us to come pick them up. So Citrus Connection is our county's transit agency, and they are working now to go pick those people up that said they needed transportation and take them to the special needs shelters. Citrus Connection also has pre-planned routes, and that information, again, you can find a link to that on our website and on the Citrus Connection social media. For people that need transportation in our more populated areas, Lakeland, Winter Haven areas, to get to a general population shelter. So those bus rides are available. They'll be available until the conditions are not safe for those buses to be out on the road because of the high winds. So we had our shelters set up last night, ready to receive folks this morning, and then the 13 general population shelters and the 3 pet-friendly shelters will open at noon today.
from that area in your shelters, and how did that play into your plans?
So the question was about evacuations from outside of the area. Yes, we saw last night, and we noticed again this morning, the Florida Highway Patrol is here with us, and we talked with them about traffic concerns on I-4. So we're prepared for that. We will, part of our shelter strategy is to anticipate evacuees from the Tampa Bay region. And that's why we want Polk County folks, if you're going to go to special needs shelters, if you need that level of care, or if your plan, the last resort should always be our shelters, is to go there early because of the potential for out of the county evacuees.
I think we're good, right?
Okay.
Anything else?
Again, just to close, our county website is the one-stop shop, www.polk-county.net. All the information and our social media is where we will put out any changes, any updates, anything related to additional closures or changes in anything with government services.
I just thought of something else. The information lines are open, right?
Correct. There's different phone number, the different phone numbers to call. Again, those are out on our county website.
Are you getting a lot of calls, and what would those folks be
We're,
saying?
we're getting calls about where are the shelters. Again, the flood, that's why I mentioned the evacuation zone and the flood zone. Rightly so, the coastal counties and the state is pushing that message, right? So we don't have those evacuation zones in Polk County because it's based off of storm surge.
And what number do folks call if they do have another question?
They can call our main the main EOC line here is 863-298-7000.
And Paul, I know you're not a meteorologist, but when you're looking at this track now, there are some that show the eye coming right over Polk County. How concerned are you about the actual conditions?
Well, we're concerned, anytime there's a threat for any severe weather, in this case, certainly tornado and flood, we have to be ready to be able to respond to that, and we want everybody to stay safe. The center of the storm is where the most significant and potentially catastrophic wind damage will occur. And, it's a major hurricane, as well as the potential for the most rainfall. The National Weather Service this morning made the statement that someone will get potentially a couple of feet of rain and catastrophic wind damage, and that's right along where the actual center of the storm tracks. So we're very concerned.
I know there are no tolls on the Polk Parkway now, probably other parkways throughout the state. Any plans for road closures or changes?
No, we want to obviously keep traffic flowing. Flooding concerns could cause road closures, post-storm, and that's why all the rainfall is concerning.
And you guys are going to be closing down sandbagging stations. I know this morning they were really, really busy.
Yeah, we've had a large demand. I've talked to several of the other counties the last couple of days. There's a lot of demand in the region for sand and sandbags, so we'll close that down because of conditions. And the county staff for our roadway maintenance division is who distributes those sandbags for us. They have other duties during the storm and certainly post-storm. And we want our staff, we have to keep our staff safe. And we don't want the public out, in line to get those bags when conditions will start to deteriorate. So that decision is because of safety.
And it closes at 11:30 today?
11:30, yes. Yep.
What about livestock, roaming? What if you see catastrophic flooding and wind that blows fencing down and you have?
Yeah, the questions about livestock and flooding, we have numerous partners that we'll work with very closely all the time, and certainly in this response, Polk County Sheriff's Office with their agricultural units, as well as state agencies. There's a state has an animal response team, so the agriculture community, just like all other pieces of our emergency management plan, they have resources and they have staff, and they'll be able to respond to those type of situations as well. All right, thank you all. We'll do this again at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you.